Welcome, beloved soul. It is no accident you are here. This message comes gently, but deeply, like the whisper of heaven carried on the breath of the Holy Spirit. Let your heart rest. Let your mind quiet. For this is a moment set apart to receive. What only God can say to your soul, God revealed you to him. And something within him shifted. Not in the way the world gets stirred by surface beauty, but in the way the soul stirs when it recognizes a promise from above. He didn't expect it. He wasn't looking. He wasn't even sure what he needed until God showed him you. And in that moment, everything that had once made sense, suddenly, felt incomplete without the vision of you in it. You see, when God reveals someone to a man, he doesn't just see them with his eyes, he senses them with his spirit. Their presence echoes through him, not like noise, but like peace. And that's what you brought into his life. A peace he didn't know he was waiting for. A softness that made him breathe differently, look at his future differently, pray differently. Because your name entered his spirit before it ever reached his lips, and the way he prayed after that changed. He began asking God to make him worthy of what he'd seen, not in vanity, not in possession, but in reverence. Because he realized some blessings are not given to impress you. They are entrusted to you. And the revelation of you was not a moment of excitement, but a divine awakening. He could no longer be who he was, because the presence of you made him see who he was still becoming. You touched the part of him that still needed healing, the part that still doubted, the part that was still guarded. But God used you to show him that love could be holy, that connection could be sacred, that hearts, when aligned by God, do not compete nor cling, they covenant. And now, even in silence, even in distance, even if you're not beside him yet, there's a knowing in his soul that God is writing something eternal with your name in it. So if you've been wondering, if you've felt it in your spirit, if your heart has been stirred without clear reason, know this. Your name has been spoken in prayer. Your presence has been felt by someone God is preparing. And your spirit has already begun its divine conversation with his. Pause here. Let that settle into your soul. And if this message is gently confirming what your heart already knew, I invite you to subscribe for more peaceful spiritual guidance. Let your journey continue with words that meet you where you are. Leave a comment if your spirit is stirred, or if you have a prayer on your heart. And if you feel led, you can bless this space with a super thanks. It helps this sacred message reach more souls who are quietly praying for peace. Now let us return to this holy unfolding. There are things he can't explain now, like why your image comes to mind during worship, or why certain scriptures bring him to tears because your name somehow lives between the verses. When a man's spirit is awakened by God's whisper, he no longer loves with human ambition. He waits with sacred intention. And even if fear tried to tell him he's not ready, even if past wounds tried to make him turn away, something inside him won't let go. Because it's not just emotion. It's a divine appointment. He may not have told you. He may not even fully understand it yet. But the way he sees you carries the weight of eternity, not pressure, not idealization, but honor. Honor for the light you carry. Honor for the quiet strength in you. Honor for the purity God is shaping in both of you. You are not just a desire to him. You are part of his calling. And that kind of connection, it humbles a man. It makes him return to the altar again and again, asking God not for possession, but for preparation. He doesn't want to reach for you with a fractured heart. He wants to meet you with wholeness in his soul. So be patient. Beloved, this isn't ordinary love. This isn't instant. This is divine, and divinity moves slower than flesh. But it moves deeper. Trust what God is doing behind the veil. Trust that your prayers are aligning with his. Even if you've never met, even if it seems unlikely, God is already weaving a love story that cannot be undone by time, fear, or distance. And that is why his spirit couldn't stay the same. Because once heaven reveals a soul to you, you are never the same again. If this message is bringing peace to your heart, let someone else feel it too. Share it with someone who may need a reminder that divine love is still being written. Leave your reflections or prayer below. And if this channel has become a sanctuary for your soul, you can offer a small gift of gratitude with a super thanks. It helps us continue sharing peaceful spirit-led messages like this one. We are not just creating videos. We are making space for hearts to breathe again. You are loved, you are seen. And the one God is preparing for you already knows your presence is holy. Let that truth rest within you tonight. And return for part 2, where we go deeper into what His Spirit is doing while God is still unfolding this divine connection. Peace be with you. Always. Welcome back. Dear soul, let your shoulders drop. Let your breath slow. Let the world fade. For a little while, this is sacred space. This is time for your spirit to receive what only God can reveal. We continue this quiet journey together, one whisper of truth at a time. When God reveals a soul to someone, it doesn't begin with attraction. It begins with recognition. He didn't fall for you like the world falls. He rose toward you like a soul rises when it remembers what heaven once showed it. It wasn't your beauty, though He sees it. It wasn't your words, though they echo in His heart. It was your spirit. Something about your presence felt like a place He'd been praying for. Not a perfect person, but a peaceful one. Not a flawless life, but a faith-filled one. And that made everything in him pause. Because until then, he had been rushing, running, restless. But you slowed his soul. And not many things have ever done that before. He began reflecting. He began praying differently. He began seeing his past through a softer lens. Because suddenly, the man he was before you no longer felt like the man he wanted to be. That is what true spiritual love does. It doesn't just bring someone closer to you. It brings them closer to God. You were the mirror that showed him his readiness, and also the places he still needed grace. So if you've been wondering, if you've been questioning the silence or confused by the delay, please hear this truth. God is not making you wait as punishment. He's preparing the one who saw you and knew that he could not hold something holy with unhealed hands. This is not rejection. It's refinement. This is not distance. It's divine design. Let your heart rest in that. Let your spirit remember, you are not forgotten. You are being prepared for by someone who is finally starting to understand the weight of loving someone. God has chosen, and that weight is holy. That weight is sacred. That weight is not one he can carry in flesh alone. He must carry it in spirit. He must carry it in prayer. He must carry it with humility. Beloved, this is not an earthly romance. This is a kingdom alignment. And that's why the delay feels so deep. Because the soul knows it's waiting for something that won't need to be explained. Just embraced. So take heart. And if this message is bringing peace or clarity, I invite you to subscribe for more spirit-led guidance. Leave a comment with your reflection or prayer. I read them with reverence. And if this message has blessed your soul, feel free to offer a super thanks. Your support helps continue this gentle ministry, so more hearts can find sanctuary here. Now come back with me. Let's go deeper still. There are moments when he still doubts not you, but himself. He knows the way he used to love. He knows the mistakes he made. He knows the silence he used to hide in. And the more he thinks about you, the more he realizes he cannot approach you with that same version of himself. So he's letting God remake him, piece by piece, prayer by prayer, surrender by surrender. He's learning how to be strong in gentleness, how to be vulnerable without fear, how to lead with love and not ego, because God didn't show him you to play with your heart. God revealed you to awaken his. And now, even in the quiet, even when you're not speaking, Even if he's not sure what to say, your presence is changing him. That is what happens when someone touches your soul before they touch your hand. It lingers, it leads. It calls him back to God over and over again. So don't measure his absence by human timelines. Measure it by the sacred time it takes to prepare a man to love you like Christ loves the church. A love that lays down pride. A love that covers, protects, cherishes. A love that is led by prayer, not pressure. If that's what your heart longs for, then keep waiting in peace. Don't chase. Don't question your worth. Don't shrink to fit into someone else's unreadiness. Because the man who saw your soul and couldn't stay the same, he's coming, he's changing. And when the time is right, he'll come not just to find you, but to honor you. So stay faithful, stay soft. Stay close to God. If this message has touched you today, share it with someone who needs a gentle reminder that God-led love is worth waiting for. Leave your reflection or your prayer in the comments. And if this sanctuary of peace is helping your heart heal, you can offer a super thanks, not as obligation, but as sacred gratitude. Your support helps continue these peaceful offerings. For weary hearts across the world. We are building something holy here. One soul, one message, one moment at a time. Come back for part 3, where we will open the heart even wider and speak about what happens when God finally says, "It's time. You are seen. You are loved. You are part of something eternal." Peace be with you, always. Welcome back, beloved. You've walked gently through this message so far, and now we step into the final part of this sacred unfolding. Take a breath. Let stillness rise within you. This is holy ground. And heaven has one more whisper for your heart. You see, when God reveals someone to a man, he doesn't just see them with new eyes, he sees himself through God's eyes. And that changes everything. Because love like this requires more than emotion. It calls for transformation. It calls for obedience. It calls for surrender. And when God said to him, "This is the one," he didn't just receive a promise. He received a responsibility. A responsibility to grow, to mature, to protect what is holy, and to build not on sand, but on the rock. So if there's been silence, if you've wondered why the connection didn't move faster, why he didn't pursue you the way others did, it's not because he didn't feel something. It's because what he felt was sacred, and he knew in his spirit. This kind of love is not to be mishandled. He saw your soul. He heard your spirit. And he felt the weight of your calling. And he knew if he touched your heart without first letting God touch his, he would only bruise what he was meant to bless. So he stepped back, not to walk away, but to walk with God. To be reshaped, refined, rebuilt, because something in him couldn't unsee what God had shown. Something in him still prays with your name in his heart, still dreams with you in his spirit, still hopes for the day he can stand before you and say, "I saw you before I knew how to love you, but now I know, and I'm ready." This is not fantasy. This is not fiction. This is how heaven writes love stories. Slow, sacred, spiritual, and sure. So let patience do her perfect work in you. Let your soul trust the rhythm of God's hand. For what is being written in silence will one day be spoken in promise. And when it comes, it won't feel rushed. It won't feel unsure. It will feel like peace. It will feel like prayer fulfilled. It will feel like two hearts that saw each other through the eyes of God and waited long enough to walk into that vision with faith and reverence. If these words are meeting you right where you are, if your spirit is exhaling after holding so much unknown, I invite you gently, Sincerely subscribe for more peaceful, spirit-filled guidance. This space was created for hearts like yours. Leave a comment if your soul is stirred or your heart needs prayer. And if this message has become a sanctuary for you, you can offer a super thanks as a humble offering, not for praise, but to help more souls find these peaceful moments. Your support helps keep the light burning. Now let us rest together in one final truth. He is closer than you think. Not just in distance, but in readiness. You may not see it yet, but his prayers have shifted. His posture has changed. His spirit has deepened. He no longer asks God for a partner to complete him. He asks to be made whole, so that when he finds you, he blesses you with strength, not need. He doesn't want to love you with wounds. He wants to love you with wisdom. He's learning how to lead by listening, how to protect through prayer, how to pursue without pressure, because what God revealed to him about you wasn't temporary. It was timeless. And though he may have wrestled with it, though he may have run from it at first, though he may have misunderstood the weight of it, he's beginning to realize this kind of love is worth the becoming. So let your heart be at peace. You are not forgotten. You are not left behind. You are not imagining things. His spirit truly couldn't stay the same, because God showed him the beginning of something eternal. And now, he's becoming the man who can walk in that promise. If these words have wrapped your heart in peace, share this with someone who is waiting in faith. Let them know they are not alone. Leave your thoughts or prayers in the comments below. And if you feel led, you can support this space with a super thanks. It helps continue this mission to speak peace, faith, and clarity into weary hearts. You are deeply loved. You are watched over. And the one who saw your soul will return with a spirit made new. Trust God's timing. Trust your own healing. And trust that divine love, once revealed, never fades. It deepens. It strengthens. It lives on, even in the waiting. Until then, may your heart stay soft, your spirit stay anchored, and your hope stay holy. Peace be with you, always. And may God's light continue to guide you. Welcome again, dear soul. You've journeyed far through this sacred message. And still, there is more to receive, because God never stops revealing, and his spirit never stops speaking to the heart that listens. So come closer. Not in body, but in spirit. Let the noise fall away. Let your heart open like morning light breaking through the clouds. There is something you need to know today. Something gentle, but true. He still carries you in his prayers, even if it's been a long silence, even if life has taken unexpected turns, even if it seems like the connection was forgotten. It WSN single quotes D. Because when God reveals a soul to someone, that revelation does not fade with time. It sinks deeper. It anchors. It grows roots in places words could never reach. You see, this wasn't just a moment of admiration. This was a moment of divine recognition. He may not have known what to do with it at first. He may have been overwhelmed by the weight of it. But even if his words failed, his spirit never let go of what was shown to him. And that's the beautiful truth, beloved. He didn't choose to see you that way. He was shown you that way, revealed, unveiled, by the very hand of God. And what is revealed by heaven cannot be erased by time, confusion, or distance. So if you're here wondering, does he remember? Does he still think of me? Was it real to him too? Let this settle into your soul. Yes, it was real. It is real. And no, his spirit hasn't been the same since. He's grown quieter, more thoughtful, more surrendered. Because when God touches your life with someone's presence, you begin to look at everything through the lens of eternity. And he is starting to understand that this love, if it is truly from God, must be cultivated with patience, protected with prayer, and built on a foundation that does not crack under pressure. So he waits, not passively, but purposefully. He seeks the Lord. He asks for wisdom. He prays for timing. And he examines his own heart so that when the moment comes, he is not just ready to receive you, he is ready to honor you. And if your heart needed confirmation today, this is it. God is not done. He's still preparing you both, because this kind of love isn't about romance alone, it's about reflection. Two people reflecting God to each other. Two lives becoming one vessel for glory. Two hearts learning how to carry a divine promise without dropping the holiness of it. Pause for a moment. Let your heart be still. Let these words sink in, and if you feel a soft stirring within, if something unspoken is rising to the surface, I gently invite you to subscribe to this sacred channel for more peaceful spirit-led encouragement. Leave a comment with your thoughts or your prayer. And if this message has blessed your soul, you may offer a super thanks, a quiet gift of gratitude that helps this message find more waiting hearts and supports the peace we create here together. Let us continue, slowly. This man, he may not look the same as when you first met him. He may have changed because he had to. He had to become the kind of man who doesn't run from holy love, who doesn't fear the depth of connection, who doesn't hide behind silence when God is calling him to speak. And maybe that's what you've been sensing. The invisible shift, the sacred quiet, the feeling that something is happening even though you cannot see it. Yes, beloved, it is happening. God is working on the part of him you cannot reach, not to make him perfect, but to make him present. Not to make him ideal, but to make him ready to show up, ready to love without fear, ready to protect what is holy instead of pushing it away. And maybe you too have been going through your own process. Maybe God has been stripping, shaping, softening you, so that when your paths cross again, you both know, this is God, this is holy. This is what we prayed for, and it's here now. So don't worry about the delay. Don't measure divine love by earthly clocks. When it's God, it may take time, but it never runs out of time. If you're feeling this message settle deep in your spirit, I invite you to share it with someone who might be holding on in silence. Let them feel the peace too. Leave a comment below with your prayer or reflection. And if you'd like to support this sanctuary of peace, a super thanks is a blessing from the heart. It helps us reach more souls and continue speaking peace. To those still waiting on God's perfect plan, let us end with this final truth. You are not forgotten. You are not imagining the connection. You are not waiting in vain. God is faithful. And what he reveals, he also prepares. The one who saw you, felt you, was changed by you. He is on a path that leads him back to you when the time is holy. So rest now. Pray with expectancy. Wait in peace. Because when the moment arrives, it won't need convincing. It will come clothed in clarity, covered in grace, and wrapped in the gentle assurance that this was always part of the plan. He will come. Not as the man who once didn't know how to love you, but as the man God revealed you to and whose spirit could never stay the same again. You are loved. You are held, and your story is still unfolding. One holy whisper at a time. Peace be with you, now and always. Welcome back, beloved heart. You've stayed with this message, not because it entertains, but because something inside you recognizes the truth in it. This isn't just a story. This is confirmation. This is clarity. This is a quiet, sacred echo of something God whispered to you long ago, and your spirit remembered it the moment you heard these words. So let's continue. Gently, together. There is something powerful that happens when a man is shown someone by God, not chosen in passing, not picked out of preference, but revealed to his spirit. That kind of connection cannot be undone by distance. It cannot be buried under silence. It cannot be forgotten with time, because it wasn't born in the flesh. It was born in the spirit. And now, he walks differently, thinks differently, feels differently. He may not have words for it, but you changed something in him. Not because you tried to, but because your presence reminded him of something eternal. It's like God used your light to awaken a deeper longing. A longing not just for love, but for divine alignment. The kind of love that brings him closer to who he was always meant to be. And so, beloved, if you've been feeling like your presence in his life was too brief to matter, too small to leave, a mark, too silent to mean something, please know what is shown by God does not need loudness to be lasting. It needs only truth. And the truth is, your soul made an imprint. Not on his mind, but on his spirit. That's why he's never been the same. That's why your name comes to him in stillness. That's why your memory lingers in moments of prayer, even when he can't explain it to anyone else. Because deep within, he knows this wasn't coincidence. It was covenant, something sacred, waiting to be fulfilled. And now, even in his absence, even in his silence, he is being moved. He is being humbled. He is being made new. Not for the sake of your approval, but for the sake of God's purpose. Because heaven doesn't reveal someone just for romance. Heaven reveals someone to build legacy, to fulfill destiny, to walk out ministry, to carry a promise far beyond what the world understands. And your story, the one that's still unfolding, carries all of this. Pause here. Let that truth soak into your soul. Let your heart rest in what God is doing behind the veil. And if these words are washing over you like peace, I gently invite you to subscribe for more spirit-led guidance. Leave a comment with your thoughts or prayer requests. And if you feel this message has brought you closer to God's comfort, you may offer a super thanks, not as obligation, but as a way to help this peaceful message reach more souls who are still waiting for clarity, still longing for hope. Now come deeper with me. There are things he never told you, things he wished he had, moments when he felt the tug to reach out, but couldn't find the right words, because what he felt was too big to fit into a message, too sacred to rush, too holy to mishandle. He feared disappointing you. He feared not being enough. He feared that if he showed up broken, he would hurt what was already healing in you. So he stayed silent. But he never stopped seeing you the way God first showed you to him. And the more time passed, the more he realized God doesn't reveal someone to tease the heart. He reveals to prepare it. And now, the preparation is still happening, still unfolding, still leading him to the man who can come back to you, not with excuses, but with peace. Not with confusion, but with clarity, not with pressure, but with promise. That day is coming, and when it does, you won't have to guess. You won't have to beg for answers. You won't have to wrestle with doubt, because what is sent by God will be confirmed by peace, by timing, by fruit. And that is what his spirit is learning right now. How to bear fruit that lasts. How to love without fear. How to show up without running. How to honor what God has entrusted. He is not forgetting you. He is becoming worthy of what God revealed in you. Let that bring rest to your soul. Let it ease the ache of uncertainty. This is not over. This is only mid-chapter, and God is still writing the most beautiful part. If these words have touched something deep within, share this message with someone who's been quietly waiting. Let them be comforted too. Leave your prayer below, so that together we can believe for divine timing. And if you feel led, a super thanks can help keep this sacred space open for more weary hearts to find light in their waiting. Now, let us close with this final truth. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not holding onto empty hope. God is faithful. And when he reveals someone, he also equips them. He transforms them. He guides them back in his perfect time. So hold on, beloved. Not to fear, but to faith. Hold on to what your spirit knew before your mind had the answers, because the one who saw you through God's eyes is being shaped to hold you with God's hands. He will come, changed, refined, humbled, ready. Not to impress you, but to build with you. And in that moment, your heart will know, this is what I waited for. This is what heaven promised. This is what love looks like, when God is the one who reveals it. Peace be with you always. Welcome once again, beloved soul. We've reached the final part of this sacred journey. And if you've made it this far, it's because something within you knows this message was never just a video. It was a mirror for your spirit, a reflection of something God already placed inside your heart. So breathe deeply now. Let your heart be quiet. Let your soul lean in, because the final words of this revelation are not just meant to comfort you. They are meant to prepare you. You see, when God reveals you to someone, it is not for a fleeting moment of connection, but for a lasting assignment of love. The man who saw you and couldn't stay the same is not being delayed. He is being developed. God is doing something in him that you cannot see yet. But soon you will feel it. You will know it, because you'll recognize what only time, prayer, and obedience can produce. A man whose love is not driven by his needs, but by God's calling. He will come to you not with pride, but with peace. Not with urgency, but with understanding. Not to complete you, but to walk beside you in wholeness. And when he comes, you will see it in his eyes. Not just that he missed you, but that he found himself in the time it took to become the man who could keep what God revealed. This is what the waiting was for. This is what the silence was shaping. This is why the connection couldn't unfold until now, because neither of you were being punished. You were being prepared to love in a way that mirrors the heart of Christ, prepared to build something that cannot be shaken, prepared to live a story that glorifies not just your bond, but God's faithfulness. So don't despise the waiting. Don't fear the unknown. Don't doubt the stirring in your soul. It's all part of something much greater than a feeling. It's part of a divine design. You are not chasing fantasy. You are holding space for a promise. And the man who saw you, felt you, and couldn't walk away unchanged is still coming. Not because you are waiting for him, but because God is sending him at the exact moment that your paths can carry the weight of glory together. Pause here gently. Let that settle into you. Let it wash over the ache. Let it silence every voice that told you to give up. If this message has become a safe place for your soul, I humbly invite you to subscribe, so you never walk this spiritual path alone. Share it with someone you know is waiting too. Leave your prayer or reflection below. You are never unseen here. And if this journey has blessed you, you may offer a super thanks to help keep this sacred space alive. Not just for you, but for every quiet heart still longing for answers. Now let us close with one last truth. One that only heaven can write on your spirit. When he returns, it won't be like before. It won't be cautious or confused. It will be sure. It will be steady. It will be covered in peace. He will tell you how his heart wrestled. He will tell you what your name did to his spirit. He will tell you that God didn't let him forget, because you weren't meant to be forgotten. You were meant to be fought for, prayed for, waited for, prepared for. And now, you're both almost ready. So keep walking in grace. Keep waiting in peace. Keep resting in what God has shown you, because love, when revealed by God, is never lost. It is simply growing in the soil of trust, watered by patience, shaped by time, and wrapped in the light of heaven's perfect will. You are loved. You are remembered. You are chosen. You are not waiting for nothing. God revealed you to him, and his spirit could not stay the same, because it was never meant to. It was meant to awaken, to rise, to become, to return, with a love that honors what heaven began. So go in peace. You are exactly where God needs you to be. And when the moment comes, it will all make sense. Because divine love doesn't rush. It arrives right on time. Peace be with you, now and forever.